Hi, I am Larman Madrilejos, your math teacher. If you have math questions or problem, shoot me an email. Just don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thank you.
Good morning. The topic is distance formula. Distance formula is derived from Pythagorean theorem. If you know Pythagorean theorem is C is equals to A squared plus B squared. That's where distance formula was derived from. It means we need to find the distance of a slope. Okay. Example, the first example here is from the worksheet. We have R is equals to -2, comma 3, and S is equals to 3, comma 15. So we call this coordinates. Okay, coordinates are X and Y. So let's put the R as a first coordinate. If I said first coordinate, this is gonna be X1 and Y1. That's the first coordinate. The second coordinate will be the S. So I'm going to write it here, X sub 2, Y sub 2. So those are the coordinates. So what are these coordinates? These coordinates are the values of X and Y that we're going to substitute on the distance formula. So the distance formula here, I'm going to write it here again. The square root of X sub 2 minus X sub 1 square plus Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 square. So I'm going to write the values of my X and Y. Let's start here with X squared. X sub 2 is 3. I'm going to write it 3. Minus X sub 1 is -2. Okay. Take note. Look at this. Don't get confused with this. The value of X sub 1 is -2, but the formula has minus sign. So what does it mean? We don't change the formula. Okay. Whatever the value, either it's positive or negative, we need to write it there. Next is I'm going to look for the values of Y sub 2 and Y sub 1. The values of Y sub 2, 2 is 15, positive, minus, that's part of the formula, 3. Okay. So I can start with, I'm going to work first on the X value so I don't get confused. Okay. I'm going to work first on the X values. So 3 minus 2, 3 minus -2. Remember, negative times a negative takes a positive. So this is going to be 3 plus 2. It's going to be 5 square. What's a 5 square? This means 5 times 5. So this is going to be 25. We're done with X. Okay, let's do the Y's here. The Y. (15 minus 3) it's going to be 12. So now it's 12 times 12. It's going to be 144. If I'm going to add both of them, I'm going to end up, let me write it here. I'm going to end up 169. Okay, 169. Now, what's a square root of 169? So the square root of 169, this is a whole number. It's a 13. You can use your calculator if you want, but this is how it works. Like 10 times 10 is 100. 11 times 11, 121. 12 times 12 is 144. And 13 times 13 is 169. So what does it mean? The square root of 69 is equals to 13. So the distance of the line is equals to 13. Another example. Another example. This example is from the worksheet that I gave you. It's also in the Google Classroom. Sometimes it's written in the graph form, in the graph. So in this example, you need to identify the coordinates based on the graph. So the coordinates are, let me write it here. The first coordinate here on the left side is -5, 5. And the other coordinate is 1, -2. So this time I need to identify my first coordinate and second coordinate. I'm going to put this as my first coordinate. If this is my first coordinate or point 1 or first point, this can be my x sub 1 and that's my y sub 1. Second coordinate is going to be my x sub 2, this is y sub 2. The same process. We're going to apply the formula, which is d square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 square plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 square. Let's substitute the values. Remember, our x sub 2 is 1. I'm going to put 1 here. Minus x sub 1 is -5. Next, y sub 2, it's going to be -2 minus y sub 1 is +5. Like I said here, I didn't change the color of the formula. So you know that the sign of the integer is important. Let's solve the x here. Negative times a negative, that turns to positive. So 1 plus 5, that makes 6 square. 6 times 6, that makes 36. Okay, we're good with x. Let's going with this. -2 minus 5, we use the negative sign and we add. We squared negative times negative is positive. 7 times 7 is 49. So we use the formula here. Okay. Now if we're going to add 36 and 49, we're gonna end up 85. Now what's 85? So 9 times 9 is what? 91. No, sorry. 9 times 9 is 81. So it means the answer here is about 9 point something. If we're going to put it in calculator, it's around 0.2. 9.2. So the distance is going to be 9.2. Thank you.